Hello, and welcome to the 134th episode of the gojenn podcast. Today is Sunday, November 5th. 5th, I think. Probably is. I don't know. Dates. If it's not my birthday, what do I care, right? So, how are y'all doing? What have you been up to since last week? I did put up a quick video of a flip through of my bullet journal for the month of October and a bit of what is set up already for November. I have been really pleased with the way my bullet journal is working lately. It is doing everything I need it to do in a way that makes sense to my brain, which is, sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not. But at any rate, I'm really happy with it. So it's keeping me on track. I'm not, nothing slipping through the cracks. And so that makes me really excited. And so if you get a chance and you are interested in the concept of the bullet journal, I hope you'll check that video out. Really, there are no rules at all to bullet journaling. It is what you need it to be. If you just need a weekly to-do list, the theory behind the bullet journal is that you need to prioritize, and that may sound daunting at first, but it gets easier every time you do it. And I just don't think I would be able to accomplish near what I do if it weren't for my bullet journal. So, that being said, did y'all have a good week this week? I had a really boring, trudging through the week. We've had voluntary overtime at work, and so I did work some overtime, and that really drags me down. It takes more energy. For some reason, that extra hour or two after work to keep working, it just really takes more energy than the rest of the hours. Like that little bit takes more energy than the whole day. And I just find myself getting exhausted, tired, grumpy, you name it. Let me see what I have in my bullet journal, my notes. I haven't been working on anything yarn-wise besides my virus shawl that I showed you last week, the pink. Isn't this just beautiful? It may be coming out kind of purple, but it's very pink. It is pink, y'all. And here it is. I have gotten quite a bit done. I've been watching, and this is the reason you almost didn't get a podcast today, my friends. I've found Mind Hunters on Netflix. It is about my favorite show I've found in a very long time on Netflix. Did I say that? Just the first season is out. I thought it was going to be, they were going to go interview serial killers and that was going to be, the show. But it's not. It started in the 70s when when nothing was really known about serial killers. They were just crazy. Or they weren't even called serial killers. They were considered to be isolated incidents. And now these guys from the FBI they kind of stumbled into, this bad guy did the same thing as this other bad guy. And it's fascinating for me. fascinating. I wish I had gone into law enforcement in that kind of way, or psychology and law enforcement. I think that would have been perfect for me. But, you know, as I've told my daughter and my grandson, when I went to college, fresh out of high school, there was no computer on the campus of the college that I went to. We had to dial in, and I took a programming class my first year at college away, and we had to call into the computer at the University of Virginia because they had a computer and we had so much time on it, and we had to call in on the dial phone so it could read the clicks, you know, click, 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 and then we had to set the receiver into this special holder so that it could talk to the computer at the University of Virginia. So we would write up a program, and I'm talking very basic, you know, making it draw a line or a circle or something. And then the next day it would give us a printout of the program and what the program did. I was born just a little too soon, I think, for all of that. But it's been a fascinating bunch of stuff to learn. So anyway, all that to say, I love mind hunters. You have, it's just fascinating. If you like the period of time from the Mad Men show, the 60s and 70s, and all the avocado and harvest gold and everything, colors is what I'm talking about for your kitchens and stuff. This is for real. They drive Novas and old Plymouths, and it's just a ton of fun. I will hate it when I get through it, but anyway, I give it as many thumbs up as I have. Okay. So this week was also the food truck rodeo here, and that was yesterday afternoon, and it was kind of cloudy and overcast, but it wasn't actually raining, and it was about 50, 60 degrees, so it was chilly, but not freezing. You didn't need earmuffs and a hat and all that. I was comfortable in a sweatshirt and jeans, so we went, and there was Mexican food and some Chinese food and Japanese food, and there was a truck that had crack and cheese, and what that was macaroni and cheese with barbecue on top. That's really popular. And dumplings and you name it. My husband and I we went to the Greek food truck, and we got cheesesteaks. So maybe that's not that adventurous, but boy, were they good. So yum. And my son-in-law that's on the city council, he really has pushed for the food trucks to come, and so I'm really glad that it was a success. So let me see. Also this week was the 1st of November, so that means all new challenges for the Harry Potter Knitting and Crochet House Cup and Nerdopolis, both of which are on Ravelry, which is a free forum, whatever, to discuss and see patterns and build relationships and communicate about the fiber arts, mainly knitting and crochet, weaving and spinning. So it's all free, and I just don't think you'll find a friendlier, more helpful place. Tons of patterns for free, some for sale for very cheap, and some for sale for not cheap, but they're fun to look at. So anyway, for Harry Potter, for most all of the challenges this time, I am going to either do a dog sweater because when it turns cold weather here, we had to find some sweaters for our dogs, and some of them are wearing kind of thin. So it's time for me to make some more sweaters, and I think that I'm going to be making either dogs sweaters or maybe some crochet slippers. Maybe I might. I don't know. I've got a pattern, and I may make them. I don't know how comfortable they would be, so I think I have to just make a pair and then see. So anyway, I don't have that much, nothing exciting planned. I'm going to probably stop working on the virus for now and start on some dog sweaters and blanket squares. Because it's, my blankets always need more squares. Let me see. I think, I thought about it, and I really don't have that much to talk about, because mainly what I've been doing before I started binge watching Mindhunters is I have been making some artist trading cards, and I've just had the best time with that. Let's see, yesterday I worked on some backgrounds, and what I did was I just took some sheets of I think this is mixed media paper. I don't think this is watercolor paper. And just painted kind of solid colors and did some blending on some papers so that I could make some cards. And this was my answer to the challenge turkey. I started off trying with another card to make a realistic looking turkey, a real turkey like you see outside in the woods and that people go hunting for and all of that. But it just came out looking really bad. So I went and looked at some little drawings of turkeys and to kind of have like a little cartoonish turkey. One of the challenges was buttons. Can you see that? I love this. It's in a little plastic sleeve because that's one of the things that you do to keep them neat. But I went through my stickers and I found all these little round stickers and I put them in a jar. See, I drew the jar and then I just put the stickers in. And so this to me is Grandma's button jar. I don't remember my grandma's button jar. My aunt had a button jar. But just about anybody who did a whole lot of sewing. When I was a kid, everybody had jars of buttons. I think my mom does. And that makes me really happy. Very, very happy. And then we had a prompt, umbrellas. Let me see if I can get this out of its little sleeve. And I said, aha, it's raining umbrellas. So I took a bunch of different pieces of paper, watercolor paper, whatever, and that had been painted. And then I drew the umbrella shapes and cut them out and glued them on. I don't know if you can tell. Each one is separate and then they're all glued on. And anyway, that makes me really very, very happy. I like the challenge of having a prompt or a theme or whatever, because if I'm left to my own devices, I will agonize for hours. What should I do it about? That was my problem. Anytime I had a paper due or that kind of thing, if they said choose something and write about it, that just paralyzes me. It really does, or did back in the day when I would get things like that. I can't choose. But if I'm told, okay, make a card about umbrellas, okay, I can do that. Or buttons, okay, or turkey, okay. But I can't choose. So anyway, that's what I have been doing. This coming week, I am very excited. It is Veterans Day in the U.S. this Friday. And so that's a bank holiday, and so I don't have to go to work. I don't work at a bank, but the company that I work for is owned by a bank. And so we get all the bank holidays. Whatever, I don't care why, just so long as they do. So I get Friday off as a holiday, and I went ahead and took Thursday as a vacation day so that I will have a long weekend, and I'm very excited about that. So other than that, I've got nothing planned. I'm just thinking I will play, maybe do something in my art journal, or who knows what. Who knows what. I have a general outline of what I need to do. Maybe I'll do it. Who knows? Until then, though, I'm going to try to be creative. You could give it a try, too. And until I see you next week, I wish you nothing but love and laughter.